Hello and welcome back to another episode of In the End There's Always a Disney Guide. Before we get into today's episode, make sure you go subscribe to my blog on DisneyGuide.com. Let's get into today's episode. So today we're going to talk about Superman and Lois actually. And this actually kind of refers back to a topic we talked about in season 1. I wouldn't say it connects all the way through about reality. If you guys don't know, reality of the 6 Infinity Stones are like one of the most powerful stones of all of them. Reality is the power to be able to manipulate matter, to manipulate or create matter. And we connected this with WandaVision as well last season. But this season, what we're going to be talking about is actually Superman and Lois. So, as you guys know, it was revealed that Luthor was from a different world, a different Lois, had their own child even, right? So, when it was revealed that, he had his own child, which was the same child that Lois Lane in our world miscarried, Natalie, that was the child who was born on their world. Now, alternate worlds, or from parallel universes, let me say that. Parallel universes are basically alternate realities. Okay, let's be honest. And an alternate reality is just another word for a parallel universe. And if you don't know what a parallel universe is, it's basically the exact same. Well, it's not the exact same. It looks the exact same, but it's different in so many. So the looks are same planet, same Earth, but the people in there are different. The people in the Earth are different. Things are different from the way, they are in our Earth. So like, let's say, like for example, with Lois Lane miscarried, right? In this Earth. The Earth that Luthor was in, not only was Lois Lane dating Luthor, not Superman, she was dating Luthor and she was pregnant and she had the child Natalie instead of having the two kids, which were Jonathan Kent and I forgot his twin brother's name, but it was Jonathan Kent and his twin brother. So that's the difference between the realities. I mean, alternate realities and parallel universes. Though they can be super duper similar, they're definitely different on all sorts of levels. Parallel universes do refer to like alternate dimensions in time, within time and space. Not that it's actually been proven it's been a discussion that we've actually talked about in the real world, if parallel worlds do exist or if other Earths exist out there. Not that it has been proven or anything, but it's definitely something that's reoccurring in both Marvel and the DC universe. So in Superman and Lois, they dive into the background of Luthor, how evil Superman killed Lois Lane and actually the entire planet. Let me correct that. They destroyed the entire planet, which was the same premonition. I don't know if you guys remember seeing what was it? What was his name? The second movie of Justice League that was by the other director that came out this year. I forgot his name. Zack Snyder. His name is Zack Snyder. So when Zack Snyder released his version of Justice League, at the ending, we saw the premonition of Batman's, ideal dream about how Superman always, he always says that some hero with power like Superman, for example, will become evil, and he always has a backup plan. Like if you play Lego Batman, Batman had a whole stash of kryptonite, and Robin was like, "Why do you have that?" And Batman said, "Just in case if Superman turns bad." And Robin said, "You always think the worst of everybody," which is true, but it's also accurate because even though, like I said, even though a hero may be good on this planet, if we're talking about alternate universes, I mean, let's be real. The alternate thing for a hero is to become evil. And that's what happened on his planet. Superman was evil. He literally destroyed the whole world. I don't know if you saw the episode, but he destroyed the whole entire planet. And then he was trying to get him, Luthor, or John Henry, I should say. That's his real name, John Henry. He tried to attack him while he was in space, but he couldn't because he already traveled to the other universe, to the alternate universe from his. Which is why he thought bad of the Superman in this world, or even if he was at any other Earth, he would have thought bad of him because of what that Superman did to his world. Now, I know parallel universes can be a lot to deal with and a lot to talk about, but it's actually something that is definitely going to be reoccurring, especially in Marvel. And I know alternate realities and universes are very depicted based off of what is going on from your Earth. It's always going to be the alternate. It's always going to be, and there's many. That's why with reality, there's many, like hundreds of millions of realities. There's always an alternate reality to anything, or to any planet, I should say. Which is what we learned in Superman and Lois, which I could say I'm a little bit surprised, but I'm not. But also, Superman and Lois, Jonathan and Lois got into a huge argument about being more careful and how he could have gotten killed and how he needs to stop being so much reckless. Worst case scenario is if he actually did die, which is what the mom said, it would have actually been his fault. Even though it was the mom's fault for bringing him in the RV van, because the RV van couldn't recognize him, so it almost self-destructed. I mean, not self-destructed, it almost killed him. Even though it was his fault for going in there, at the end of the day, he shouldn't have ever went in there in the first place, to be real, despite what he wanted to know or see or grab. So it would be his fault, but I mean, it technically would also be the mom's fault. But yeah, reality is it's weird. Well, it's not weird, but it's very powerful, depending on how you plan to use it. Of course, or whoever, like if you did have the power of reality, you would be a mighty powerful person. Because not only could you control just reality, but you could also control time. Which is very cool. And you manipulate matter itself and create matter, which is exactly what happened in WandaVision, which we talked about last season, in season 1. But thank you for listening in to today's episode. Make sure you follow this podcast on both Google and Spotify, or Apple too if you want to, if you're on an Apple phone, on an iPhone. But thank you for listening in. Don't forget to subscribe to my blog. And yeah, thank you guys for listening in. Bye-bye, guys.